Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Parsha Vayikra, the Korban of a Melech. So throughout Perek Daled, the Psukim discuss in Vayikra different korbanot that various people bring when they make a mistake and do something wrong. If the Sanhedrin does something wrong, if an individual does something wrong, they call Mashiach does something wrong. It says, if he does this wrong, if they do that wrong, if he does that wrong. One pasuk says that not but asher. Talking about a Naseeh, asher Naseeh Yechetah. If a Naseeh does something wrong, then he brings a korban as well. Tirgamun translates all of them as if, including asher, meaning if. The Mishna Horiyot says, who is this Naseeh? Who are we referring to? The Mishnah says it's referring to the Melech. Then the Gemara asks, why does it say asher? Everything else is im. All of a sudden now we move to asher. So one may think, well, asher means more that when he goes ahead and sins as opposed to if he sins. All the other people, if they sin. But king, we assume he's going to sin. But the Gemara does not say that. And the Gemara says, and Rashi quotes this Gemara, asher means ashrei, which means praise is the one, and praise is the door, where the king goes in and makes a mistake, and he goes in and admits that I made a mistake, I'll bring a korban. Yes, a king with all his power and authority, he's able to be humble enough to make a mistake and admit it. So Rav Moshe says, it's very interesting, if there's such fear about a king making a mistake and being able to be humble enough to admit it, it's considered to be, wow, it's a great thing that such a person with such power can make a mistake and admit it. Then why do we have him in the first place? It's such a dangerous institution. We see the halachas of a king. He goes ahead and he has to Torah with him all the time. A king has to bow down during Shemona Esrei. He goes down for the first bracha. He stays down the whole time. Some serious halachas about the king and worrying about his gaiva and arrogance, and that he can mislead himself and the whole people. Moshe says, why do we have it? So Moshe says the obvious answer, that just like there's a dangers in the kingdom, obviously there's a lot of benefits in the kingdom. And the Torah holds that the benefits outweigh the disadvantages. The advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And because of that, we have a kingdom. And yes, there's dangers. And yes, there's issues that can come up. And still, if the king is a good person, the advantages outweigh disadvantages. And that's why it's a chatchila to have a king. We should try to have it for the right reason and not ask for the wrong motivation just because the other people have it. But ideally, according to the Rambam, it's a mitzvah to have a king. And yes, it's dangerous, but it has advantages. I think just a very nice idea here. Moshe says that in general in life, a person has to always have to weigh out different situations. And see, it's not perfect. It's not great. But disadvantages outweigh disadvantages. My mom always likes to say when she sees someone who's not getting married so quick, and of course we never know what all the factors are, but she says that sometimes if a person is waiting for Mr. Perfect, maybe the person should wait not for Mr. Perfect, but for Mr. Good enough. And see the advantages of such a person, see the disadvantages of such a person, say maybe the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And yes, being married to this person, yes, he has issues, that issue's not perfect, but he's good enough. And I think it's a nice message in life in general. We see different situations. We should try to see the full picture and be able to judge that it's not a perfect situation, but maybe this is good enough and beats the alternative. It's a nice message for life in everything that we do, to see the full picture, see all the good in it, and be able to rationally weigh out all different sides. Shalom.